What if reading a specific book to your child transforms his or her life for the good? Hi, this is Abhyuday. I'm a father to a 9-year-old. And for the past 1 year, I've been running an experiment where I took this book, The Constitution of India, and tried to figure out how the different articles, the different provisions in this constitution can be directly correlated to the attributes and the real life scenarios which a child goes through, and how can one better one's child's understanding of justice and overall the child's behavior and his or her existence in their lives through this book. It's been exactly 1 year now. I began the experiment on 26th of January 2025. That was last year. And it was this very library, our personal library, where we were sitting. And we initiated a discussion on the Constitution. And that was obvious because it was the Republic Day. What happened next, and how in the past year we have been discussing various provisions and articles in the Constitution, how we have correlated them to the real life scenarios, and how has my child transformed. We'll discuss all that in this video. Welcome. So before we move forward, let us answer two fundamental questions. One, is this video for you? Well, if you are a parent, or you are an educator, a thought leader, or in any way you are able to impact the lives of kids, then yes, this video is for you. The second question, one may ask that why this book, or why a book? Well, you see, in the Indian culture, we have never been short of moral stories and books describing morality and other things. So you can see here in my background the entire set of Mahabharata. This is a huge story all about morality, justice, and a bunch of other things. But the problem is that these are stories. These stories need to be transformed and narrated to the kids. That is important. But the Constitution is such a book which is structured, and instead of having stories, it has the crux of those stories. It explains in clear words specific provisions or specific ways in which justice is to be served, or specific ways in which life has to be carried out. I'll give you an example. So, suppose wastage of food is a big problem for all parents. So, kids would eat half of what has been served to them, leave the rest, uh, start munching in between meals. And quite often, parents would find a lot of food is left over in the plates. How do you tackle this? Well, you obviously say, don't waste food, it is bad, and in the next lifetime you'll not get enough and all that. That's fine. That's all story. But if you put the child and you discuss Article 21 of the Indian Constitution that talks about right to life, and you explain the child that while your life is important and is dependent on the food that you are being served, other people's lives are also equally important, whose food or the share of food you've got in your plate, if you don't eat, that gets wasted, it goes to no one. So you are killing their right to life as well by wasting food. Now this is a heavy burden. This is not a story. This is not something that the child would take lightly. Now there's a social responsibility upon the child. So this is the basic difference. This is why relating these things directly to the constitution would help you as a parent, has helped me as a parent to better communicate these virtues to our children. So, yes, if you are anyway related or you impact a child's life, this video is for you. And if you question why the Constitution, why this book, well, this is the only and the most detailed testament which has all these provisions listed. So, to begin with, let me share some anecdotes, some events and discussions which happened in the past year during the experiment. So, we started off with the usual, the preamble of the Constitution. And as a matter of fact, not every word of this preamble could be understood by 8 or 9 year olds. Even people older than that age. But this preamble has certain very specific terms which are cardinal, fundamental to human existence. And that is something that a child can understand and must understand. So we started discussing the preamble, and the first word that I picked up was justice. So I said, what is justice? And then it says justice, social, economic, and political. So, what is social justice? Give an example. So, I said, well, the maids which come, or the maids who come to our home, they leave their sleepers outside the house. But when they come in, because it's cold, and even if it is not cold, so we have a separate pair of slippers for the maids which they use, and they don't run around or move barefooted in the house. This is justice. This is social justice. As we keep wearing slippers in the house, so do our maids. This is equality, this is justice. So these are basic uh, qualities or basic attributes which a child should have. And the Constitution just provides you a written document, a base to point out and discuss with specificity. Then we also moved on to liberty. Now, liberty is about freedom, freedom of expression. Liberty is all kinds of uh, freedoms which have to come with reasonable restrictions. So that was a very important lesson. We kept on discussing various kinds of liberties, freedoms. We still discuss, and that often keeps on coming, especially when you're dealing with Gen Alpha and you know the new age kids who have so much exposure to all kinds of stuff, all kinds of information in the world. Then we also we discussed equality, equality of status, of opportunity, fraternity, very important. How to deal with friends, how to deal with uh, people who are akin to brothers and sisters. The feeling of camaraderie, that's very important. And so we kept on discussing various aspects through the preamble. Now, let me take you through some other aspects and events that we discussed. As I said previously, wastage of food is an issue. So we put forth Article 21, right to life. and paired it with the preambles, social justice, the part of fraternity, that also taught my child how to interpret in conjunction. So this is a legal practice that you don't interpret the law in seclusion. If there are two different laws or two parts of a particular document, be it the constitution, be it the acts, be it the rules, anything, if there's more than one component, more than one part, so when you're interpreting, you have to interpret it in conjunction. You cannot interpret in seclusion. And that's very important. That applies to all real life scenarios wherein you have multiple pieces of information. Now you have to make sense of it. So you need to know how to interpret in conjunction. Then there was another incident: wasting water, having fun. You know, the tap is on, the shower is on, bathing for long hours, or a long time, basically. How do you tackle that? Now, that is not directly Article 21, although it does. I mean, like, you're wasting food, if you're wasting water, you're killing the opportunity of other people. But then the child has a counter argument that, we get our water from the ground, and this ground water pocket is not connected to the water underground water pockets in, say, Rajasthan, or in even in the neighboring district. So how do you tackle that? So I turned to a new article. Turn to Article 51A, that deals with fundamental duties. And in that article, there's 51AG, to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. Now, where do you take it? Wasting water is depleting the water table, which is impacting the trees, which is impacting the environment, and therefore is in violation of Article 51AG. I made a very interesting observation in the change of behavior of my child. So, from that typical, this is not fair, to, isn't everyone supposed to get equal opportunity? Or isn't everyone supposed to be treated equally? You see, the first sentence, which is the usual how kids behave or how kids say nowadays, that first sentence talks more about the victim mindset. This is not fair. That means that I have been victimized, that I have been treated unfairly. Yes, that is true, or that might be true. But how does the child take it? Without the backing of the Constitution, without the backing of the constitutional provision, the child can just feel victimized. But with the backing of the Constitution, with the knowledge of the Constitution, with the knowledge that the Constitution is behind every citizen of India, and every citizen can fall back on the constitutional provisions, that victimized mindset, or that feeling of being victimized, transforms into the power of an empowered, or being a citizen of India, wherein the tone changes, the words change, and the meaning, of course, changes. And it changes from, this is not fair, to, isn't everybody supposed to be given equal opportunity? That's a basic difference. Anyway, there have been several discussions in the past year, and if you find this interesting, if there are enough comments in the comment box of this video, and if there are enough people interested, then I could make separate videos for each of those discussions, for each of those attributes. And that could be a lot of use to the parents. So if you wish uh, to watch that video, if you wish me to create that video, please put that in the comment box. Now, having discussed all this, you might think that all the changes which occurred. So now, having discussed all this, one might think that the changes only occurred to the child. Well, to my utter surprise, we as parents also transformed. We observed that our behavior towards the child also changed as we went on reading various provisions of the Constitution with our child, discussing various aspects of life through the lens of the Constitution. We felt that we transformed as parents as well. Okay, so what do we do next? Well, as a parent, the first thing that you can do is you could go to my personal website, that is abhyudaymishra.com. I've given a link of this website in the description. You can go to the website and download the latest updated version of the Indian Constitution. Second is that you can pick up a topic from your child's real life scenarios. You could pick up topics or aspects like equality, like sovereignty, like fraternity, and then discuss that topic through the lens of the Constitution. You need not read the entire Constitution. Just take a feel of it. Just read the parts which deal with the fundamental rights or the duties, the basic stuff, and you'll automatically start to get a hold of it. Don't treat it like a complex legal document. No, it's a beautifully drafted, very simple to understand, easy to understand, comprehensive, structured document. So once you pick it up, it'll be easy. And because you would have downloaded the PDF onto your phone, so you can easily scroll through whenever you want. Then, once you've done that, you're most welcome. The comment box is open for your expert comments, for what you feel, for what you understand, what you feel I missed out, or what you don't agree with what I have said. You're most welcome. Your comments are welcome. Let us have an open discussion. And if all the various audience would like, then we'll create a series of videos in this line wherein we'll discuss various kinds of aspects of a child's life, various principles that a child needs to be taught, and how can we use the Constitution and other books as well, from mythology and from other aspects or other types of books, to help the kids better understand and be better citizens, better human beings. You have watched this video till the end. That obviously proves that you are a concerned parent. So, congratulations. And I hope till now you have already subscribed to my channel and have pressed the bell icon as well, so that you keep getting the notifications of new videos. And just in case you missed, please do subscribe and please press the bell notification icon. See you in the next video.